Greetings, everyone, from the Hulk Room. This is Matthew, and today we're going to be reviewing my most anticipated movie of the year, Captain America Civil War. Now, even though the movie happens to have pretty much every Marvel character outside of Thor and my personal favorite character, I still was super excited for this movie because I always love it when superheroes fight. I just always love to see the superheroes fight for whatever reason. Just always think it's cool to see the different superpowers going back and forth off each other, and no better story for that is there than the comic books than the Civil War, where you had half the superheroes on one side, half the superheroes on the other side. Now, obviously, this doesn't follow the comic book completely because Marvel doesn't have all the rights to all the characters that are in the comic book, and they just haven't been around long enough to have that many characters, but we still get good 6 versus 6 battle, and it is pretty awesome battle. And this is from the directors of Captain America Winter Soldier. Might possibly be, outside of the original Avengers, Marvel's best film was that. Now they're coming back for this movie, and I just love the way they shoot their action. Like, it's just very hand-in-hand, intense action, very thrilling. Just some of the other Marvel movies, I don't know, just the powers and whatnot can be just so they're just not touching each other, just blasting from afar. So I guess it just maybe doesn't feel as intense as it does in Winter Soldier and this movie. But yeah, it just feels like a boring movie or whatever. It's very intense action, and got the beginning of this movie had the awesome action scene with the little Avengers B Squad, now the B Squad Avengers that we got from the end of Age of Ultron, taking out Crossbones and his group of terrorists, all the way to the big chase scene with Black Panther, Bucky, and Winter Soldier, and Bucky and Captain America, and Bucky himself as the Winter Soldier. Captain America's awesome, then Bucky is awesome. I just love his scenes where he's fighting the soldiers, and he's using his metal hand as like a shield, like Captain America does, and it's just so cool. And Captain America's trying to still figuring out if Bucky is back to his old self yet, and Bucky throws that one soldier off the staircase, and Captain America grabs him. He's like, "Really? Come on, Bucky." I mean, introduced Black Panther in this movie, which I know of the character. I've seen him, but he's not one of my favorites. I know very, very little about his backstory or anything. I don't have very little of his. I've only have one issue of his sole comic book, but I just got that because he was becoming a movie, and I didn't even like that sole comic book. But I mean, he doesn't get a lot of screen time with everyone else taking up so much of this movie, but I like what I see of the character. He's definitely very cool looking. I love his suit, and got awesome action, and for being as little screen time as he has in the movie, he has a very full character arc in the film. Oh yeah, there will be spoilers in this movie because I'm sure it's been a couple weeks now, so I'm sure everyone who cares to have seen this movie has seen it, or at least the people that would really care about spoilers anyways. But yes, then let's talk about Spider-Man. I know some people don't like his costume for some reason. I think it looks too CGI or something, but I honestly can't tell. I mean, half the time in these movies, everybody's in CGI in these big battles, so it doesn't faze me any. But I don't know. I know a lot of people say he's the best Spider-Man ever, which is amazing to see Spider-Man finally in the MCU interacting with all the characters he's supposed to be interacting with in the should be from the comic books. I love that. I don't know if I'm quite, with only a couple of scenes, I don't know if I'm quite ready to say he's the best Spider-Man ever. And to me, Spider-Man's always been, the comics I always read, he's always been in his late 20s, maybe early 30s. Married and whatnot, and not a kid. I know a lot of people know him as more as a high school kid. We'll see after I get a full movie of him as a high school kid. It definitely led to him being more different from the other heroes. It gave him his own little stamp that made him unique. So that was cool, and I loved. Had some great humor. His Empire Strikes Back line was hilarious. The part where he's fighting Bucky and Falcon was hilarious. Especially when Falcon's like, "You couldn't do that earlier." Speaking of, one of the great humor, funny parts of the movies when Captain America finally kisses Sharon Carter, and Bucky and Winter Soldier Bucky and Falcon are looking back. I'm like, yeah, I love that. Then there's Ant-Man. Ant-Man, Maya stole the show from me. He had easily the best comical lines in the movie when he was inside Tony Stark's suit and acting like he said, "Oh, this is your conscience. We haven't talked in a while." When he took Captain America's shield and handed it back to him, "Here you go, Captain." And then, of course, the big pun intended scene where he finally becomes Giant Man in the middle of the battle. That's probably the coolest thing in the whole movie. Love that. Even the characters that I wasn't too big a fan of, Vision and Scarlet Witch and Age of Ultron, and still not. Scarlet Witch didn't do too much for me in this movie, but Vision was. I very much liked him a lot more in this movie. He had some pretty cool parts. Liked his interactions with Scarlet Witch back at the compound and whatnot. And, he didn't really use his phasing ability at all in the Age of Ultron, but very minor little times he did, but he fully used it in this film, and that was pretty cool to see. Hawkeye was Hawkeye. Yeah, like Jeremy Renner is an actor, and he plays the role well, but he just not much you can do with the guy. Just boom, shoots a bow and arrow. Even though he does have the awesome part where he shoots a bow and arrow with Ant-Man on, so that's more Ant-Man than anything. Black Widow's always good. Scott Jansen's always beautiful actress, of course, and she always does great in the role. I think I pretty much got my War Machine. War Machine is the other Iron Man with less personality. I remember I saw a picture of him with his little club thing. I thought, oh, that looks really cool, and then gets used once and thrown away in the movie. So, But the action, big airport fight, awesome scene, as you were fully expecting it to be. Could have been even better if we would got Jenna Ross to turn into the Red Hulk, but I digress. I'm just glad to see that they finally really acknowledging the fact that the Edward Norton Hulk film is in continuity by bringing back an actor from it, so that's cool. Then we get to the end of the film, and the big, get the reveal from Baron Zemo, which I know a lot of people are hating Baron Zemo, and he definitely isn't a great villain, like a cackling Joker, Lex Luthor type, but I think he served his purpose very well in the film. He, moving all the Avengers around like chess pieces, and he had a very good motivation. And you can maybe, since he actually left him alive, unlike most Marvel villains, we can maybe see more of him. See this more as his origin story to becoming that villain in the future films. We'll see. But then most of the movie, the stakes are serious, but these are still people who all really love each other. They're all the extended family of superheroes. So they're still pretty jokey until War Machine gets paralyzed. But then it really gets serious when it's revealed Bucky killed Tony Stark's father and mother. And that scene's just really awesome. Just how they're really going out, tearing each other apart and ripping Bucky's robotic arm off, and Cap just bleeding and saying he could do this all day. And then Captain America finally just taking his shield and put it through Tony. Awesome. Leaving the movie with our two teams complete, half the Avengers are now outlaws, criminals, and other part, War Machine's paralyzed, so we're definitely leaving the team in shambles for the future films. We'll see how it goes with, the new Spider-Man movie will definitely have a lot to do with this, since they said Tony Stark will be in it. Then we got Thor featuring the Hulk. Thor Ragnarok featuring the Hulk coming out in 2017. That's my big one before we finally get to Infinity War and see everyone together again. So I'm super happy with the film. I was a little worried about the movie just because the last 2 years, my two big films were kind of disappointing. With Godzilla in 2014 was pretty disappointed because there wasn't any Godzilla. And Age of Ultron just wasn't a bad movie by any means, but when you come from the first Avengers, my favorite movies of all time, it was a little bit of a step down from that, but it's definitely one of the best MCU films, 5 out of 5 stars. But yeah, we'll say the 5 out of 5 stars, and I can't wait to see what's next from the MCU, and I'll be back with some short little real reviews for the other movies I've been missing. Alright, this is Matthew signing off.